What is up, everyone? I'm in a very good mood, guys. I am happy to say I got this pig running. And you guys have seen this car. It's been in many videos. It's been sitting in my shop for the longest time. I have not touched this thing in forever. It's basically been a storage unit for the last, I'd say, year and a half, almost 2 years. I've had this car and it's been sitting in my shop. I have not done anything with it until now. I decided to just kind of get my shop cleaned out. I got a little project done. I was going to do a video on it, but I didn't. Or did I? I don't remember. I'll have to look. But I decided to get this car out. I got another project I want to get started on. I got a derby coming up on August 23rd of 2022. It's coming up very quick. I got about 21 days after today to get a car built. Not too big a deal. I have one ready to basically get thrown together, and we're gonna run the pig. Ooh. We got a ducks. Oh well. But you guys ready to see? I got my 1980s Bonneville. I got this thing ready to actually just running. I didn't do all that much to it. I basically, to get it running, let's see if we can find the hood opener. Oh, it's gonna be nice and warm, I bet. Find it. Whoops. Left my hammer in here. I didn't do all that much. I haven't even started cleaning this bay out. What I did do is I took the carburetor off. I kind of sprayed her down, tried to see if I could get it to clean up a little bit. And I basically took it off, cleaned off the choke part. There's no choke. I did end up having to cut this off, and I just basically cleaned up the ends, put a piece of rubber hose in between. I do have to put clamps on it, but it's good enough for now. Cleaned that off, or cleaned it up, slid it all together. I had to replace this fitting. I cut it way too short, so I had a fitting actually just laying around off of one of my old Edelbrock carburetors that was junk, and I just sprayed some cleaner down into the carb, put some good gas. I was running off the old tank for a little bit, and I decided to actually disconnect, which I did down there. On these Bonnevilles, they have two gas lines. One's a return, the other is the main. I plugged the return, if you can kind of see it right at the tip of my finger, if it would focus on it. And then I have my main. That's going to a boat tank that's sitting inside. And that's really all that I did to get this thing running. I didn't touch any plug wires. I didn't touch anything on this other than that. I am going to clean up this wiring, kind of get everything out of my way. When I actually run this engine, I'm going to probably keep the power steering, keep the alternator. I'm going to have to keep this just because it's on there. I'll delete the AC compressor. Basically, I'm going to have two belts running this whole car. Realistically, I don't really need an alternator, but it's kind of good to have just because it keeps the battery charging. I've ran it without it before, so honestly it's not that big of a deal. I'll run the stock radiator. I'm gonna gut this thing, probably not today. I want to get started on my next project. This was kind of just a thing that I wanted to see if I could get it running. and see how well it ran and to see if it even drove. Because if it didn't, then I'd have to replace the engine. But this actually runs half-ass decent after I got the good gas going through the carburetor. I believe it's just a 2-barrel carb. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I'm sure you guys can tell me. But from what I can tell, this car's been sitting for a very, very long time. And it's running really well off of that carburetor. It actually ran off of the old gas. But probably wasn't the smartest thing to run that through there. But I ended up deleting it, and then now I got good gas going through it. And it's starting to run a lot better, or it's getting better and better as I'm running that new gas through it. It's flushing out all the old gunk out of it. And let's see if I remember right. Maybe it's just gas that spilled on my shop floor. Yeah, it's probably just gas. But I thought there was a big old black spot right underneath. I couldn't tell very well. By all means, this isn't the cleanest car. It's kind of just a thing that I bought a few years ago. I don't even remember what I paid for it. It wasn't very much. I think it was like maybe 400 bucks. I think maybe 300. And I've already sold parts off of it, and honestly, it's actually pretty decent. I like it. I don't like the setup of the motor because it's a little different compared to like the 305s that I usually run. Like, it's all swapped everything's a little swapped. It's not super clean, but it's actually clean enough that I am pretty happy with it. See if I can get in the trunk. Nope, it's locked. But as you can tell, like, I mean, you got a little bit of rust starting to come out here, but otherwise it's actually pretty decent. I'm happy to say that I got this thing running, and I'm going to prove it to you guys. I got it running. You'll have to just take my word for it. And this pig runs good. I don't know how well the battery is, but we'll see. That was just after a few pumps. Ooh, I love the idling. It idles really well, but if you give it a little bit too... She likes to backfire. I think she's running a little rich, but when I first started playing around with it, I couldn't even get it into gear because it just completely died. It was probably from running the bad gas. But now running this new gas in it, and actually, can't see worth a damn. Woo! You got a little throttle. I'm stoked on this, guys. I'm very happy I got this thing running. I mean, I am not complaining at all. I actually finally have another running motor, so I don't have to worry about not having a running motor in another vehicle. Because currently at the moment, I have the Simpsons car and this wagon. And what I've been debating on is I wanted to run that wagon at St. Peter, but with not having a motor, an extra motor, because I want to get that car going as well for Waconia, and I wanted to build this one for St. Peter, but with not having extra motors laying around, because I'm sure I'm gonna need another motor for, like, this one here needs a motor, I'm pretty sure, because supposedly it caught fire. But this one needs a motor, that one needs a motor, this one probably needs a motor, and there's a few in the back that definitely need motors. This one's a good running motor, and I only have 2 motors. And instead of rushing, trying to build this car within the same week as that car, and having another car ready, which there's one over there, and in case that one needs a motor, then I can have a spare for that, because that one's definitely got to run. So if I need to put a motor in that car, I've been debating on bringing this car and that car to the same show. That is my backup plan, or this is actually the current plan on what's going to happen. Don't worry about that car. That car's not running at all this year or next year or ever, maybe. We'll see. But anyways, this one is going to be going to St. Peter. I originally was thinking on bringing this wagon to St. Peter. It needed a motor and tranny, like really badly, and I didn't have anything, and things weren't really kind of planning out, because St. Peter and Waconia are basically the same week, if I remember right, or they're like a week apart. And I'd rather have not a lot of stress. I just started a new job. I am working at a salvage yard, so I'm pretty happy about that. I'm actually working on junky cars, so I'll go more in depth than that on another video, guys. But I'm pretty stoked on actually getting this thing running, because this takes a lot of headache off of me now, because I have this thing going. So this is going to be the car I bring to St. Peter, along with the one that's over there. And then this one will go to Waconia, and this is going to be the one that I'm bringing to this April show. It's going to be a bone stock class. I can do motor swaps, this and that, put a decent cage in, do notching, stuff like that. So I think this is going to be a better fit to go to that show, just because it's a better fit. It's not a great car to bring to the show, just because it's a more higher paying show, and this is not a very clean car. But I can do some floor patching, and maybe I can get away with some frame repair. I gotta contact them to make sure I can do it first before I actually do it. So yeah, so I think this will be the better option to bring to this April show. This is in Granite City Speedway. If you made it this far in the video, that's where this car will go. The Simpsons car, I want to get that one fixed so that one can run this year too. This one will run in Waconia. This one will go to St. Peter. The other one will go to St. Peter. That Combine is going to Howard Lake. This one's going to a June show. This one is, I don't know yet. We will see on what the girlfriend wants to do. And this one is just kind of a vehicle that I have sitting around because I don't know what I want to do with it. I just bought it just because I saw it and I liked it, so I bought it. And I will go more in depth on that one eventually. That one's kind of maybe a project car that I want to put back on the road, but I have not decided yet. But yeah, that's kind of the plan for some of this stuff here, guys. I got a lot more, but I'm just happy I got this thing going, because now it's out of my shop. I don't have to look at it, and I don't have to worry about it, and it just takes a little bit more pressure off on what I want to do this year. But this will be the next car I start building on. I've kind of made up my mind on that, just because it's going to be a lot easier for me, and it's not the very greatest car, and if it survives, then I can figure out where it goes next, and I'll probably try to kill it off at the next show. But this is a more high paying show, so there's going to be quite a few vehicles. The limited weld class for this show payout is like 5,000, 3,000, 2,000, 1,000, $500. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. that pays out the 5th place, and that's what the limited world class is. Granted, the I think if I remember right, the stock class, I think it was only like 1,500 and then like 800, and then it pays out the 4th or 5th if I remember right. So that's where this car is going to go. I'm going to test my luck, see how we do. I feel very confident in my driving. I'm getting a little bit better, so we will see how this car does. But I will go more in depth on it once I actually start building it, guys. But thank you guys for watching all my videos. I appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button if you're new to this channel, and we'll catch you guys all in the next video.